Readathon. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily and this is the Astral Library. And it is that time of year again, folks. It is time for the Magical Readathon, my favorite readathon of the year. And it's time. This one's especially excited because I graduated in fall. So I finished my calling, which was the Story Weaver one. And I was hemming and hawing about what I was going to do for this Magical Readathon. If I was going to do another calling or something else entirely. And gee, the master they are, of course, just hit us with something new this year. And that is higher callings. Now, you know your girl's a grad student already. She is drowning in all things reading. So why not reflect that in my character for Magical Readathon, who has also decided to undertake a higher calling, or essentially a graduate degree. I didn't decide to go, nice and easy, because that's not what grad school is about. Grad school is about suffering, folks. And I decided, let's go whole hog and do the absolute hardest higher calling it is, which of course is the Arch Librarian. For those of you who don't know, the Magical Readathon is essentially a readathon, so like where you create a character who goes to school and studies different things, kind of like a university. And every year you're like working towards your degree. And now that we've finished our degrees, we can choose to undertake a higher calling, or again, a graduate degree that has a set of criteria that we have to meet in however long we want it to take. Now, like I said, I've chosen the Arch Librarian, which means I have quite a lengthy goal to reach in both the spring equinox and in the fall equinox that I'm not going to try to do in a year, because that's crazy. I'm gonna take as much time as I want and I desire. And that is, for spring, I have to read 15,000 pages, which is crazy. And the only way I can accomplish or work towards that goal number is to fit one of two prompts, which is either to read a book that's over 600 pages or to read an entire series start to finish. So you could say I've taken on quite the challenge. Because of that, my TBRs are going to be infinitely smaller for this, but still going to have some fun with it. I have a stack of 3 books here that I think that either fulfill one of 2 prompts that I can do, or we are also allowed to take a couple of classes. We could take the Spells and Incantation class, and the other one we're allowed to take is Conjuration. So I have a book for each. So one that fits a criteria for the higher calling, and then 2 that fit the classes that I'm allowed to take. I also have the Archivist book club pick that I will also be reading. I just actually grabbed the audiobook. So let me pull that up so I can make sure I can tell you what that is too. But otherwise, let's go ahead and just dive straight into what this TBR is going to be. So I guess we can start with the audiobook since it's right here on my phone. So for the Archivist Guild, which is the guild I am a part of and have been part of since the very beginning, we have chosen to read Paladin's Grace by T. Kingfisher. Now, I've read T. Kingfisher before. They are an author that does like so many different types of novels and genres that I never know what I'm going to get. So I'm very curious to see what this one is going to be. I will be doing this via audiobook, so it's roughly about 12 hours long. So just the right amount, but I'm very much looking to a atmospheric read. I have no idea what the book's about, other than based on the name, it's fantasy, maybe a little romance. I want to dive in and be surprised. So we'll be reading that. Hopefully it's good, but you will get my thoughts in the vlog that is of course going to be accompanying this readathon as per usual. And then for one of the classes I'm allowed to take, Spells and Incantations, the prompt is a book that is currently on a best-selling list. This is on a list. Is it on one that I know off the top of my head? No. But I'm going to choose it anyway because I know it is a best-selling novel and it is a best-selling series, and that is Vampire Hunter D by Hideyuki Kikuchi. I read this book for Halloween when I was doing my vampire vlog, and I had read the first novel. Well, recently I went to WonderCon and I decided that I needed to come back to this world because, if you didn't know, there is another production for a graphic novel and potentially another animated production. So I'm very, very excited for that. So I want to read more. I want to dive back into this world and back into D and see what he's up to, because each book is so atmospheric and so much fun that I just need more of it in my life. And I have a whole omnibus here. So I have 2 more novels in this one because this is a bind up of the first 3. We'll be continuing on with that. And then for my other class, which I'm allowed to take, which is Conjuration, the prompt is first enticing book you see on social media. Now, originally I had planned to go on my Instagram with you guys and just scroll till we found a video. But like I said, I just went to WonderCon and I went to various panels, and in one of those panels there was a series of authors talking about their books. And I thought, well, this is not necessarily social media, but it is a promotion of different works. And when I was wandering Artist Alley, spending too much money, I did find the bookstore booth and I picked up one of the author's novels, and that is If All the Stars Go Dark by S.G. Prince. So this is a YA sci-fi novel that follows two characters who essentially fall in love in a slight enemies to lovers situation, in that we have one character whose dream is to be part of this kind of Starfleet kind of thing, and his partner is very much kind of jaded, does not like this guy, and they have to somehow work together. The cover of this is gorgeous, and like I said, I did actually pick up a signed copy by S.G. Prince, who was adorable and really made me interested in this book, so I am excited to read it. It is YA, so it's going to read very quickly, which I will need because the other book on this list also was recommended at this panel, not by the author, but by someone else who's everyone needs to read it, and I've been hearing so much about it, so I figured it was time. So the very last book on this TBR is The Raven Scholar by Antonia Hodgson. I have been hearing about this book nonstop. I've been hearing people rave about it. I've been hearing that it's super good. My friend who's an audiobook person read it and she said she loved it, and I've had this for too long to not have read it by now, and it fits the criteria because this is over 600 pages. This is 643 pages, and she's gorgeous. I hear it's a little dark academia. There is romance, even though it's not romantasy. So bonus for me on that. And that I hear the magic's really cool. I hear the world building's phenomenal. Everyone says the writing's amazing. So I'm here for this. I'm very, very excited to finally be reading this and to have an excuse. Especially because, again, the author at one of the panels was raving, said everyone needs to read this right now. I've been telling everyone they need to go read this. And you know what? I'm here to read this. I am here to read this. And it was, if you were curious about which author it was Petra Lord, who did Queen of Faces, which is an arc I actually picked up last year at Y'all West. Have not read it yet. If I somehow have time and capacity, I might try to fit that into this TBR too, just for shits and giggles. This is the last book on my TBR and one that is going to help me work towards my higher calling. If we go ahead and take a look, here is my physical TBR for this upcoming April, plus one audiobook. So she's decently thick. I don't know if I'm going to read all the novels in the Vampire Hunter D, but I'm for sure going to read one of them. And then I'm going to read the extra two. A small but mighty TBR for sure. But that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this little TBR video. I know we don't get a lot of them. That's because I'm not a TBR girly. Regardless, this is what you can look forward to hearing my thoughts on come April. But that's gonna be it for me. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!